Okay. Hello, this is Inside the Press Box with Sunil Sunder Raj for the Everyday Fan Sports. I'm happy to be speaking with Pat Devaney today, the head coach of the New Jersey City University women's basketball team. Coach Devaney, thank you again for taking some time out to speak with me today. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you, Sunil. Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure speaking with you.
All right, Coach, coming off, I said, the 2021-22 regular season home opener win, a dominating win, 97-31 over St. Elizabeth last night, the John J. Moore Athletics and Fitness Center. It said, and also coming off, it said a tremendous year, it said here in 2021, several months ago, capturing, the NJAC, tournament championship, defeating Montclair State at the Panzer Athletics Center on the campus of Montclair State University, 64-60. I mean, talk about just incredible year for New Jersey City University women's basketball. Coach Devaney.
Yeah, last year was an incredible year for us. Being able to win a championship, the NJAC championship. Being able to beat an amazing Montclair team coached by the phenomenal Karen Harvey. That's huge just to do in itself. So I believe by winning that championship for us made everybody around here believe that, we're a team that can maybe continue on with this success. So what we really want, we just want to be able to catapult into this year off of last year's success. We don't want people just to remember last year because this is a whole totally different new team, with new pieces. So last year's championship was basically last year's team's championship. This year's team has to, get to the mountaintop. They have to work hard and have to do what last year's team did. So I try to reiterate that to the kids every day. Just, you're not gonna be able to do what last year's team did because they already done that. You'll have an opportunity to do that, and that's gonna come with preparation and working hard. So last year was last year. This year we're looking forward to, what's going on this year.
Yeah, no, I agree. Key word you mentioned, preparation, Coach Devaney. Talk about, it said from the moment, I'm sure you got started working, after it said winning, said the NJAC tournament championship. Talk about preparing for the 2021-22 season.
Well, recruiting, everybody knows that at the college level, you have to be able to recruit. Recruiting is basically the lifeblood of a program. So we knew after winning the championship, we had to strike while the iron's hot. So we had to really go out there and recruit and bring pieces in as we lost some pieces. Mm-hmm. And I thought we did really a phenomenal job at bringing some big time pieces in to help, surround Damaris. And we're happy with the job that we did with the recruiting. Now it's about really focusing on the preparation part. We believe in the 5 P's over here. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. And if we believe if we're properly prepared for anything, we won't perform poorly. We'll perform at a high level.
Yeah. Talk about last night's win, Coach Devaney, a balanced scoring effort. Jada Camacho, 26 points. Damaris Rodriguez, 19 points. Lainey Fox with a double-double, 17 points, 10 rebounds. Brianna Davis, 15 points, and Jamira Johnson, 13 points. Just talk about those players and just, again, last night's win, Coach Devaney.
Well, I just want to say, Coach Van Cleef took over St. Elizabeth. He's in a rebuilding year. So that he's in a tough spot right now, but he's more than capable of turning that program around and recruiting. But last night's showing was a very good showing for our girls. I thought from having back-to-back losses from the scrimmages that we had with St. Peter's College and NIAC, kind of motivated them and inspired them to try to win this game. And not just like win it by the skin of their teeth, but really make a statement and let people know that the last 2 losses were just that, losses, and we're not going to continue with losses. So, having Jada Camacho step up, that was something that we needed big time. She's more than capable of putting up those numbers night in and night out. So we're glad that she got the monkey off her back and she played with unlimited confidence. The last 2 scrimmages, she didn't play with confidence. Last night she played with confidence. So hopefully that keeps going. Lainey Fox was a big get. Lainey is extremely skilled. She could shoot the ball. She's 5'11", you know, so she could rebound. She could get down and dirty, down low. She can handle the ball. She could push the ball. So she's going to be she's going to be a nightmare, you know, matchup for a lot of other programs. She played hard yesterday. She's our captain, one of our leaders.
Mhm.
She's a motivator, and great inspirer, great student athlete, and just a great person. And Damaris Rodriguez, everybody knows what she brings to the table. I believe she is by far the best player in the country. I can't see anybody else better than her. And if somebody is, I have to see clips of them. You know, what she did against St. Peter's College, against Division I guards, scoring 21 points. I believe she was 9 for 14 from the field, 2 for 3 from the 3-point line, 5 assists, I think 4 steals. I mean, that just shows you what this kid is capable of doing. So,
Yeah.
you know, we know what Damaris is going to give us. But Brianna Davis played extremely well yesterday. That was something that we needed from her. Jamira Johnson, a Division II transfer from Post, she played well yesterday. She's going to be a problem down low because nobody's as big as her, and there's definitely nobody as strong as her. So we have great pieces, and they all played well yesterday, and that's exactly what we needed.
Yeah. Talk about Damaris. I mean, it's coming off just absolutely tremendous, freshman year, coach. I think, averaging what I think was 17.4 points per game, and named to the D3Hoops.com preseason, said first, team. I mean, just talk about her development. And, said, a local player from New Jersey attended, I believe, Secaucus High School. I mean, that's going to be, just being able to recruit the local talent and just to have, to see the impact that she made, said in her first year.
Yeah, I mean, when I first got the job, being born and raised in Hudson County, I knew I had to keep Hudson County talent in-house. And then Hurley, he said that to me as well. So I already knew I was on the right path with trying to keep, the kids in-house. And again, Damaris was the biggest thing that has ever happened in NJSU history by far. Before she committed to me, she actually she had a workout scheduled with Wagner College.
Okay.
And she wound up turning it down. And when I found out, I called her up and I said, Damaris, why'd you turn down, Wagner? That's a Division I school. This is why we play the game. And she said, Coach, they never really came out to see me. You were out here a lot and you were loyal to me, and she wound up committing. So just having somebody like her opens up the door for other big time Hudson County players to want to stay here. And if everybody sees what she's doing single-handedly, as a freshman last year, and what she's going to be doing now, she has another 4 years here. I mean, the sky's the limit for this program here, and the sky's the limit for her. She could definitely make some money overseas. And if people looked at her picture last year and then looked at her picture this year, they would see a significant weight loss. She lost around 15 pounds.
Wow. Okay.
She is as fast as I've ever seen. She's faster than our cross country and track kid on our team. So it's gonna be fun to watch Damaris this year.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you some of the intangibles that she brings to the table. I mean, now you said, definitely the weight loss with the speed, but to just talk about what, on and off the court about Damaris that just impresses you so much, Coach Devaney.
Well, first and foremost, she's a great human being. She has a great soul. She's a great person. She's an ultimate competitor. She competes at a high level. She doesn't take a play off. The kid wants to win. She hates losing. She'll fight to the last second. But if you go into the basketball part of it, she might be one of the most skilled kids that I've ever seen at this level. I mean, she can handle the ball with the best of them. She could pass with the best of them. Her vision is amazing. She has a beautiful shot. She has a great feel for the game. She's a great defender. She's a great on-the-ball defender. And it showed last night. It showed the past 2 scrimmages versus Nyack and St. Peter's. I mean, she basically locked up the St. Peter's guards. So what she brings to the table basketball-wise, I believe that's unmatched. And then if you surround her with other great athletes and basketball players, then you have a team that is extremely deadly and a force to be reckoned with. And that's what we have. And it all starts from our leader, Damaris Rodriguez.
It's great. You talked about the pieces that you lost from last year, Ayanna Lewis, Deja Anderson, Jima Holmes and Ziana, go to, just talk about this, especially Ayana and Deja. I mean, Deja, first team all Met, all NJAC, said, just talk about that, Coach Devaney.
Yeah, so Deja's a one of a kind athlete. She could run the floor with the best of them. She could jump with the best of them. She could play the 1 to 5. She'll stick anybody. She'll accept any challenge that's thrown in front of her. And losing her is it's hard to replace, because you can't find a kid with that kind of heart, that kind of grit, that kind of tenacity, and her passion for the game sometimes looks like aggression to others, but she's so passionate about winning and stuff. So it's hard to replace the Deja, and it shows in our press because we don't have a Deja Anderson. So yeah, losing Deja was big, and she's a great talent, and she's an ultimate competitor. So losing her was big. Losing Najima Holmes was big. Najima she's a phenomenal basketball player. I mean, 1-on-1, I can't see anybody stopping her 1-on-1. But you gotta be a student also. You just can't be an athlete in college, and I'm hoping she realizes that now. But yeah, losing Najima and Deja hurt. Losing Ayana Lewis hurts because she's extremely skilled. She could play inside out. She had a ton of games under her belt. So losing them hurt. And then Ziana Gouda, she wound up retiring for basketball because she wanted to focus on school and her career. And she felt like she done something phenomenal by winning a championship. So she felt like there was no more to prove. So, losing those kids hurt, but getting the kids that we brought in 10 recruits, 5 transfers, 5 incoming freshmen. So, we'll be able to replace them, but you'll never get those kids.
It's so cool that you're wearing, of course, the NJCU, hat. You got the shirt. It popped up into my head what you want. Said that jersey when the players put it on. What you want that to represent about the basketball program, Coach Devaney.
I wanted to represent that you should never ever use the word can't in your vocabulary. That if you want something, you could go out there and go get it. That if there's a door closed, you go kick down that door. I want these kids to understand that there's no such thing as limitations in your life besides the limitations that you put on yourself. I want our kids leaving here with supreme confidence. I want them understanding that they can do anything that they put their mind to. And us being human beings, we were made perfectly. Our God made us spectacular. And truthfully, if you put things out in existence, you manifest it. And I want our kids to understand that. And, it's just not the next 4 years. We want that to transfer over for the next 40 years of their life. And that's our biggest thing here. And we're about family here. My mom and dad were born and raised here. I was born and raised in Bayonne. They moved us out of Jersey City at a young age. All my family's from here. So I'm big on family, and I want them to understand that this is a family atmosphere and they could come back here whenever they want.
It's wonderful. Just have a couple more. Can't thank you enough for the time, Coach Devaney. I know you're focused on this season, but I had to ask you, in your 4th season, I mean, the run that you had in the NJAC tournament this past year, several months ago was just amazing. Said starting with that, the 68-60 win over William Patterson at home, followed, by, said the 73-63 win over TCNJ, the number 2 seed. And of course, as we, we're discussing, said defeating, Montclair State, the number 1 seed, in the championship game. But just, can you talk about where you took over this program, said, and how it's ascended, said every single year, and you built it up to this point. I just had to ask you what comes to your mind, said, just especially with that tournament run.
Just having the ultimate faith in our creator and God, just knowing that I had this vision back in 2012 when I accepted the assistant women's basketball coach job that we could get this done if we got the right kids and we had the right people in place, the right support staff. And God works in mysterious ways. I got the job 2018 and we had the right people here. We had the right support staff here. We had everything in place to get the job done. And with my work ethic, I hate losing. Yeah. So I look at recruiting like like my competition. If I lose a kid, then I lost the game.
Mhm.
So that's my way to compete. So I use recruiting as my way to compete, and just following God and following the vision that I had in my mind, and just, putting it out to the universe and allowing it to manifest.
It's great. Hey, I don't want to forget about you have fans back in the stands now. I mean, it's got to feel great. I said, students, alumni, parents. I mean, it's got to be, just for these players, just getting that extra, adrenaline rush and that motivation, to go out there and perform at the highest level. How I mean, just talk about that element, Coach Devaney.
Oh, it's amazing. When my first year here, we probably, during a women's game, we probably had around 15 fans. Last night we had, I think it was over 200, and it looked like it was a back-to-back game, like the men played after us.
Mhm.
And that wasn't the case. It was a singular game. So having fans pushes us to another level. I know when I was a player, I loved hearing the oohs and the ahs. I loved
Yeah.
making a no-look pass, having the crowd going ooh, because it took me to another level.
Yeah.
And it's great to have that. The kids love having their family in the stands. I love having my family in stands, looking over, seeing my
Yeah.
kids, my wife, my mom, my dad, my brothers, my sisters. I'm alumni of NJCU. I met my wife at NJCU. My wife's alumni. So it's a big family atmosphere, and this is what we need to really take it to the next level. So we're ecstatic that we're back to normal a little bit, and it's a blessing just to be in this position.
That's terrific. I had to ask you, just about the John J. Moore Athletic Center. What makes it so special, to not only, of course, coach there, but for a player, said to play as well, Coach Devaney.
Well, when you come step on the court, it's the Charlie Brown court, and then you look over.
Okay.
You look over to the right, and you see who's coaching the men's team. That's Mark Brown over there. And then you look over to the left, you see who's coaching the women's team. It's Pat Devaney.
Yeah.
Pat Devaney was Mark Brown's first recruit.
Yeah.
My dad used to coach Mark Brown back in the East Orange and the Belmar leagues. So I knew Mark since I was like 7, 8 years old. So,
Right.
And then if you come to the alumni games on the men's side, there's about 60 of us at the alumni games. So it's just a big family atmosphere. Most of the people that work here are alumni. So it's truly, and this is not like no smoke.
Mhm.
It's truly a family atmosphere here with professors, with the president. The president's amazing. The president knows kids' first and last names. You don't find that at other places. So here it's a different vibe over here, and we love it over here.
That's terrific. I wanted to just to ask you about the schedule, coming up here as we head towards the end of the year. Coming up on November 21st, home to Amherst, then Rutgers, Newark. You start with NJAC play there, and then at Tufts, at William Patterson, Rutgers, Camden, Keene, and then at TCNJ, and then you guys finish up the year in Florida with the Daytona, Beach shootout against Simpson and Alfred. Just wanted to get your thoughts on just the, I know you're focused, of course, on one game at a time, but just looking at that schedule, what comes to your mind, Coach Devaney?
We have an opportunity to do something huge. I tell my kids all the time. I said that a lot of you are known locally. You guys want to be known nationally? Yeah. Knock off of Amherst, knock off of Tufts.
Yeah,
nationally ranked. Because they're nationally ranked, year in and year out. The coach is running a phenomenal program. I said, so if you guys want people to believe, and you want people to make you guys you want to make them believers, this is where you really put in that work. And that was the plan with making this schedule. I wanted to make a tough schedule for our girls so they understood what it would be like to get in the tournament and see those kind of teams and that kind of competition. So going to Daytona, some of my girls never even left New Jersey. So I couldn't wait to find a tournament out of New Jersey to have these girls have that kind of experience. So it's going to be a great first semester of the season, or first half of the season. And we look forward to the competition.
It's great. Hey, how about the NJAC, conference itself? I mean, preseason, you were selected second, the team, Rowan first. Looking at the conference this season, what do you see out of it, just in terms, again, you guys know where you're at, in terms of town, and just, but looking at the rest of the teams, just wanted to get your opinion on that as well, Coach Devaney.
Well, as you know, our conference is one of the best in the country.
Yeah.
We have phenomenal coaches in the conference. We have phenomenal colleges in the conference. You look at Keene, Montclair. You could go down the list. Basically everybody could compete in any league at a high level.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy Rowan's back. I was hoping Rowan played last year because they won a championship the year before when it was a normal year. So you want to, as a competitor, you want to beat Rowan. You want all 10 teams in the conference playing. But I'm very happy to have Ramapo and Rowan back. And truthfully, we cannot wait to play versus Rowan, because play versus that kind of competition, what Demetrius is doing over there is phenomenal. The kids that he has over there, they're phenomenal. They're great competitors. So yeah, we're looking forward to the matchups. We're looking to the forward with the matchup with Montclair, with TCNJ. So yeah, we love conference play. We believe conference play speaks for itself. Yeah. So yeah, we can't wait for conference play.
It's great. Hey, I don't want to forget about your coaching staff. Takes a village, of course, Jordan Roberson, Makira Brown, Jasenia Montalvo, Jaleel Taylor. You gotta get me on Maraja, Bacon, and your strength and conditioning coach, Kenny Britt. Talk about, said all of them and just what they've meant to you, Coach Devaney.
Well, like you said, there's no iron team. It's we, never me. And without a good support system, without a good coaching staff, none of this stuff happens. The recruits don't come in, the wins don't happen. So we have some former alumni who played for me that are coaching here. We believe in taking care of our own, giving them an opportunity to coach college basketball once they graduate here. So we have a young coaching staff who are very hungry, very motivated to move up in their career. So we're very lucky to have the coaches that we have in the Jaleel Taylor, Makira Brown, Maraja Bacon, one of the best Division III basketball players that ever played a game. Jasenia Montalvo was one of my former point guards. Jordan Robinson was the old former point guard for Coach Brown. And having our strength and conditioning coach, Kenny Britt. Yeah. That was huge to get Kenny. Yeah. To have a former NFL player who was one of the best. Mm-hmm. At his position, and who is still a monster. He could go start for us for the Eagles right now. So Eagles, he paying attention. Make sure you try to get
yeah, hopefully they're gonna see this later.
Britt's in amazing shape, but hey, we have Kenny 3 days a week, 6 in the morning to 7:30 in the morning. Kenny's extremely committed to us. Kenny brings tons of energy. He's an amazing strength and conditioning coach. We were so lucky and fortunate to land him. I mean, Kenny's like family to me. So I've known him since he was a kid. My brother married his first cousin. So me and Kenny have a good relationship. Kenny's part of the NJCU Gothic Knight family now. And yeah, he's the reason why these girls are in shape. So big shout out to Kenny.
It's wonderful. Hey, don't want to forget about, Director of Athletics, Sean Tucker, President, Sue Henderson. Talk about, that component as well between athletics, and, administration as well at New Jersey City University, Coach Devaney.
Now, people might think that I'm saying this because I work here, right? But if anybody that knows me knows that I keep it real no matter what, right? Sean Tucker and Dr. Sue Henderson are the best human beings that are in higher positions that I've ever been around. They are so genuine about our students, and not just our student athletes, our students in general. They care about the kids. They ask the kids questions. We go to Sue's house for dinners, the kids. She asks them, what could we do better at the university? And she actually listens to them, writes them down, and sure enough, things get changed. Sean Tucker, a man of God, 3 boys. He's a minister, former Division I athlete. Mm. We're extremely blessed and lucky to have him as our athletic director here and VP. He's bringing the Division I mentality here. He changed the whole weight room up. We have our own rap bus that I get calls when it's out. People like, hey, we see your bus. We see your bus. It's beautiful. It's like a Division I bus. So the kids get a great vibe over here. And one thing that they do that I love, and I wish they were here when I was a student athlete, is they want to make sure these kids have the best college experience because they understand that word of mouth is the best form of marketing. And if these kids say they had the best college experience here at NJCU, they'll go tell their friends, and then their friends will tell their friends. And then everyone understands that NJCU has a great campus, has a great university life, has great people that work here, and we take care of our own. Most people that work here are all alumni. So Dr. Henderson, we're lucky to have, and she's an athlete. She's in shape. She plays tennis. She'll kick my butt in tennis. She's a great golfer. So,
Yeah.
we're very lucky and blessed to have the people that we have here.
That's great. Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, being a student athlete, hitting the books, balancing it out between, academics and athletics. And, it said, everybody says it comes down to be organized, having that time management down, just talk about that, for this current roster on the team, Coach Devaney.
Well, when Sean Tucker came over, he established the Rise and Night Institute. It's a program that helps build up kids with study hall, with individual skill development, whether it comes down to resumes, just mental health, anything that the student athlete or student needs with the RKI, we provide for them, whether it's clothes for a job interview. We have racks with tons of clothes. So, we do a lot of things over here. We have the hub with a tutoring session where they have tons of tutoring sessions for all different kinds of majors where you could just set up appointments. We have study hall 6 hours a week. You only have to do 3, but we put aside 6 hours for each program. So one thing we're big on over here is retention and keeping our athletes and making sure that they're doing everything possible, to pass class and leave here with a degree, because it's just not about, the 4 years we have them. It's about the next 40 years and making sure that they're doing everything possible to be successful in life.
Great. Hey, final 2 questions I have for you, Coach Devaney. You talked about family. I said, before we came on there, we're talking about family. I said you're married, you have father of 3 kids. Talking about balancing out, between family time, coaching. It's very demanding what you do, your profession. Talk about that schedule, typical day, but just, being able to, again, separate it. And just, I had to ask you about that.
It's very challenging, but it's also, it's very rewarding, having kids, first off, is a blessing.
Yeah.
Being able to come home to those beautiful faces. There's no love like that.
Yeah.
So, it's tough, because I watch the kids in the morning during the day. I have the kids during that time. We had a babysitter, but the babysitter wound up getting sick. So right now, everything just went haywire. So I got them in the morning, then I'm rushing to work around 3:30. So it feels like I'm rushing all the time, but I have a great support system. I have a great coaching staff and have a great sport admin and Jeff Jordan. So I'm very lucky. And my wife is amazing. When you really understand about life when you see your woman give birth and you see how she takes care of your kids, and you realize like the women species is the strongest species in the world, because they do things that I know as a man that I cannot do, that I don't have in me to do. And, just women are amazing. And I'm so blessed and lucky to have my wife.
That's fantastic. Hey, before my last question, I just this popped into my head again. For you, what makes the game of basketball so special? I mean, to coach, you've been doing it for a while. I mean, again, here in your 4th season, but I'm just wondering, like, when you're on the sidelines or, preparing for an upcoming game, practice time, just if anything stands out, just in terms, like, just in the moment when you're, said at work, and coaching, said, the team. I'm just wondering about that, Coach Devaney.
I knew that I was fortunate and blessed enough to have a special talent and IQ when it came to basketball, and that's something that I didn't want to go to waste. I was lucky enough to have the coaches that I had in my life. I was supposed to go to St. Anthony's, so I was around Hurley a lot from 4th grade until 7th grade, and then Chris Vanis got the job at Marist, so I wound up going to Marist because I wanted to play varsity as a freshman. So I was around Chris Vanis, who runs the Patrick School. So during that time, we would go back and forth to St. Pat's because Chris was the principal at St. Pat's. So I'd be able to go practice with Kevin Boyle. So I was learning from Boyle, learning from Hurley, learning from Shavanis. Then I went down to St. Augustine Prep, and I wound up getting coached by Paul Rodeo. So wound up learning from Paul Rodeo. Then went to Union County College with Jim Catalano. and then had my dad, who was a semi-pro coach, coaching Mark Brown, Anthony Mason, Rod Strickland, all them in the summer. So I just been blessed and lucky enough to be in this my whole life. And this is really the only thing that I do know. You know, I don't know how to use a hammer and a nail. You know, I don't know how to do none of that stuff. I know basketball very well, and I know people, and I know how to get the best out of people. So, you know, I just feel like I was blessed and picked for this.
It's terrific. Hey,
And I love
you,
it. I love
oh,
it, and I'm passionate about it. I love it, and I'm very passionate about it.
yeah, no, I definitely can see that. Hey, you got the final word. What's your message to the fans, not only here locally in the state of New Jersey, but who are going to be watching this, you know, as I said, soon nationally, you know, about the 2021-22 New Jersey City University, you know, Gothic Knights women basketball team, just what your message is to everyone out there.
Just be on the lookout for NJSU women's basketball team, Jersey City's team. You know, we're here, and we're not going anywhere. No more of that past stuff where we were at the bottom of the barrel. That era's over, and yeah, we're on our way up.
Sounds good. Coach Devaney, again, it's just been incredible honor and privilege, you know, being able to interview you. You know, said wishing you, the rest of the coaching staff and players all the best, you know, here, you know, I said moving forward with the 2021-22 regular season.
Thanks, Sunil. It's a pleasure always speaking to you, and you're one of the best at what you do. So it's always a pleasure, my brother.
Thank you so much.